How many times have you been eating something delicious, looked down at those big sad puppy eyes and thought just a tiny bite won't hurt, right? I'm Dr. Sarah Peterson, and I've spent over a decade practicing veterinary medicine. And I need to tell you honestly, sometimes that one little bite can hurt a lot more than you'd expect. We express love through food. It's completely natural, but a dog's body processes things very differently from ours. Foods we eat without a second thought can range from mildly upsetting to genuinely dangerous for a dog. Every single week, I see cases where a well-meaning pet parent shared something from their plate with no idea of the risk hiding inside it. So today, I want to empower you instead of scaring you. Grab your notebook, call your dog over for a safe cuddle, and let's walk through this together. Chapter 1: The Hidden Sweetener Threat. Let's start with something you'd never expect: peanut butter. Plain, natural peanut butter is genuinely fine for most dogs in moderation, and plenty of pet parents use it to hide pills or fill puzzle toys. The real danger hides in a specific ingredient found in many sugar-free or diet varieties, an artificial sweetener called xylitol, increasingly relabeled on ingredient lists as birch sugar or birch bark extract. It shows up in sugar-free gum, mints, certain baked goods, and yes, some peanut butter brands too. Here's why it's so dangerous. In humans, xylitol is processed as a low-calorie sweetener with minimal effect. In a dog's body, it's mistaken for real sugar, triggering a sudden, massive release of insulin. That surge can cause blood sugar to crash to dangerously low levels within an hour, potentially leading to seizures, collapse, and rapid liver stress. I've personally treated a dog who got into a single pack of sugar-free gum left in a bag on the floor, and it was a genuinely close call. The practical takeaway here is simple: become a label reader. Before buying peanut butter or anything marked sugar-free or diet, flip it over and check the ingredients. It should really just say peanuts, maybe a touch of salt, nothing more. And keep bags and purses zipped and off the floor where curious noses can find them. Chapter 2: The Fruit That Isn't Actually Safe. Next, grapes and raisins, and this includes currants and sultanas too. For a long time, this was one of the biggest mysteries in veterinary medicine. We knew grapes could trigger sudden, severe kidney failure in dogs, but the exact mechanism wasn't fully understood. Emerging research increasingly points toward a specific compound within the fruit itself as a likely contributor. What makes this genuinely unpredictable is that toxicity doesn't appear to be simply dose-dependent. That means a large dog could eat just a couple of grapes and become seriously ill, while a small dog might eat several and show no reaction at all, with no reliable way to predict which dogs are more sensitive. Raisins carry the same risk in a more concentrated form, since dehydration packs the compound more tightly. Keep an eye out for raisins hiding in everyday items too. Granola bars, oatmeal cookies, bagels, and trail mix are common culprits. If your dog eats even a small amount, don't wait to see if symptoms appear, since signs like vomiting, excessive thirst, or lethargy sometimes don't show up for 12 to 24 hours. And by then, kidney damage can already be underway. Call your vet right away rather than watching and waiting. Chapter 3: The Savory Danger in Your Kitchen. Now let's talk about the allium family: onions, garlic, leeks, and chives. This question comes up constantly. I have leftover roast chicken with a little garlic seasoning. Surely a small piece is fine. Unfortunately, the compound responsible for the danger here isn't destroyed by cooking, and it's present even in powdered form, meaning gravy mixes, seasoned broths, and flavored table scraps all carry the same risk as the raw ingredient. When a dog consumes onion or garlic in any form, it can cause oxidative damage to red blood cells, essentially making them more fragile and prone to breaking down. When enough of that happens, the body struggles to transport oxygen effectively, which can lead to significant anemia. What makes this particularly tricky is the delay. A dog might eat something seasoned on a Monday, and the resulting pale gums, rapid breathing, or exhaustion might not show up clearly until several days later. The safest approach is to avoid seasoned table scraps, seasoned broths, and gravy packets entirely, and stick to plain, unseasoned meat if you want to share something from your plate. Chapter 4: Rich Fats and Cooked Bones. Let's group these two together since they tend to show up around the same events, holidays, barbecues, and family gatherings. First, high-fat trimmings like bacon grease, sausage, or fat trimmed from a steak. Dogs love the taste, but their digestive systems aren't built to handle a sudden overload of rich fat. A large, unexpected fatty meal can overwork the pancreas, the organ responsible for producing digestive enzymes, leading to a painful, inflamed condition where the pancreas essentially begins irritating its own tissue. This condition is genuinely agonizing for a dog, often involving severe vomiting and a hunched, uncomfortable posture, and it frequently requires days of hospitalization and IV fluids to resolve. And a critical note on cooked bones from steaks or pork chops: please never offer these. The cooking process dries the bone out, making it far more likely to splinter under a dog's bite, and those sharp fragments can cause serious internal injury if swallowed. Rounding out this chapter, macadamia nuts, common in cookies and holiday baking, contain a compound that specifically affects a dog's nervous system. Within roughly 12 hours of ingestion, a dog may develop vomiting, fever, weakness, or even temporary difficulty standing or walking. Thankfully, this particular toxin is rarely fatal with prompt veterinary care, but it's a genuinely frightening experience to witness. Chapter 5: What to do if the worst happens. Take a breath, because I know that was a lot of serious information, but the goal here isn't to make you anxious. It's to make you prepared. And there's good news too. Plenty of human foods are genuinely safe and healthy to share. Plain raw carrots make a great crunchy treat. Apple slices without the core or seeds are a nice occasional snack. And plain green beans are a fantastic low-calorie option many dogs genuinely love. So what do you actually do if your dog gets into something on this list? First, don't panic and don't attempt to induce vomiting on your own unless a veterinary professional specifically walks you through how, since doing this incorrectly can cause additional harm. Instead, save the number for a poison control hotline or your local emergency vet in your phone right now, today, before you ever need it. If your dog eats something concerning, call immediately and be ready to share exactly what they ate, roughly how much, and their current weight. This information genuinely speeds up the guidance you'll receive. The fact that you've stayed with me through this entire video says a lot about the kind of pet parent you are, someone who wants to understand the real risks rather than just guess. That's exactly what keeps a dog safe long term. What's a healthy human food your dog absolutely goes wild for? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one and reply to as many as I can. If this video genuinely helped you today, please hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss the next masterclass, and share it with a friend who loves their dog just as much as you love yours. Thank you for caring enough to learn this, and I'll see you in the very next video.